Welcome back to Barry Says. I'm really excited about this video because I have so much stuff I'm going to show you. We've been in Cozumel, we've been in Grand Cayman. It's going to be question and answer time. I'm going to talk about the sword swallowing. It's going to be amazing, so stay tuned. La Chosa! This is our favorite restaurant in Cozumel. We love this place. Now, a lot of times I try to introduce people to tequila and they say, oh, I don't like tequila. And I say, well, what kind of tequila have you had? And they say, oh, I've had Jose Cuervo. And I say, well, it's not even really tequila. That's a mix. That's a gold. That's a blend. So what I try to do is find all these different varieties because you never know. Like if you like whiskey, then you might enjoy a nice Herradura Añejo, which is aged in Jack Daniel's barrels. Or if you like, it just basically depending on what you like, there's going to be different tequilas that are probably going to be more to your palate and liking and taste. So we try to find a different variety. And one of the best places to find those varieties is the Blue Agave. Over 350 tequilas to choose from. And one of my all-time favorites, Provocación. It's about $150 a bottle, but excellent, excellent, excellent añejo. Let's take a look around. Oh, wow. There it is. Probably my all-time favorite, Cava de Oro Añejo.
Guys, saw you last night. Great job. Very funny, very talented.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
We appreciate it.
This may sound a little crazy, but every time I'm here, I keep thinking, I wish I had my mountain bike. Look at that. The rollout's a little bit challenging. Waiting for the bus, and a local gentleman pulled up in his car and offered us a ride just to hop in and be our personal taxi. And we hopped in, which a lot of the tour books would definitely say don't do, but Cayman is one of the very few islands that I've ever been to that I would feel comfortable hopping in and just riding with someone who pulled up off the side of the street. Not to say there isn't problems here, not to say there isn't crime, but for the most part, every single person I've ever met in Cayman has been really cool. So we are now walking down to the cemetery where we will cut through, go down to the beach, and hopefully get some really cool footage of this old shipwreck. Now, I don't know the story behind this particular one. There's one a little bit farther up that it was actually a rice boat and it sprung a leak, and the rice expanded so much that it burst the hull of the ship and it sunk in the harbor. So this is a different ship. We did snorkel it a number of years ago, and there was these gigantic lobster underneath the hull of the ship. So I'm hoping we can see some lobster and just see some cool fish. We brought some bread so we can feed the fishies. And that's about it. So let's stay tuned. Let's see what's going to happen. Here's the beach we were talking about. There's our ship. As you can see, the rock is incredibly sharp and jagged. So we're going to set our flip-flops right here and then try to get into that deep water right there. It's time to answer a bunch of your questions. Well, today I'm sitting on the Grandeur of the Seas cruise ship. We are heading back to Fort Lauderdale, and it's been an amazing ride. Well, if you'd like to see what I do for a living, click right here. Ooh, that will explain everything. I am 6'5", and I don't think I've ever really stopped growing. It's just instead of height-wise, it's now width-wise. The weirdest thing I've ever eaten is wax moth larvae, although that's not really unusual in a lot of countries. More than half the people in the world eat bugs as a normal part of their diet. I would have to say blue, because I love the ocean. Well, click here and you'll see how the cruise was. Plastic. It's easier to carry a lot. dating, and you can check her out right here at Me TV Girl. Say hello. action movies with a hint of comedy. That's my bar. Everything on the wall is full or partially full, plus my coaster collection. I've been collecting coasters from around the world for years and years and years. Almost 500 different coasters are up there. And I built it originally as a set for the Life at the Party project, which was a bunch of bar stunts and tricks and challenges. So it was going to be a DVD, and now I'm thinking it's more or less just going to be a bunch of different things right here on YouTube. So keep your eyes peeled for some bar tricks coming soon. Probably. Tell you what, if they ever have kittens, you can have one. I've never had circus training, but I have trained at a circus. Is that the same thing? I don't know. No, only Chuck Norris can beat ninjas. Because you don't know about all of my annoying habits. I started doing all this stuff about 14 years ago. I started juggling when I was in 5th grade, and I've never been hurt badly. Obviously nicks and cuts here and there, but so far, so good. Been very, very lucky. Don't try any of this stuff at home. Very uncomfortable. Well, it took me about 2.5 years to put it in the show. It took about a year to get it down the very first time, and the reason I learned was so that I could be a performer. I wanted to do something different and something amazing and something that very, very few people were out there doing already, and it gave us a really good way to market ourselves. It was unique, so I started trying it, and if I'd known how difficult it was going to be, I never would have started. My record is 3, and I've tried 4, but I've never been able to get them down all the way. It ended up with... wasn't a pretty picture. Because of the liability issues, I cannot make a sword swallowing tutorial. However, there are some books out there, Memoirs of a Sword Swallower, for example, that do talk a little bit about the process. So if you are really curious about it, look on Amazon for Memoirs of a Sword Swallower. It'll kind of tell you a little bit about what it's like to learn. Not so good. I vomited on my bed. After that, I learned that I should practice in the shower. I'm still trying to find a bunch of cool ways to blow up watermelons. The flaming chainsaw body burn trick is probably the move that got us the most notoriety at the beginning.